If a watch gets bestowed a nickname, you can be pretty sure that it'll be a collectible one. Pepsi, Nina Rindt, Willard, Turtle. But have we ever heard of the Gene Kranz? Among the slew of Seikos that are deserving of their nicknames, the Gene Kranz isn't one that pops up all that often, but its unusual origins are worth exploring. Originating as the Seiko 5 sports diver reference 61198460, its wide dial variant was worn by the flight director for Apollo 13 that gave it its nickname, with a bi-directional counter bezel and 70 meters of water resistance in the recognizable Seiko 5 case. And now it's back, as Seiko revives this deep-cut reference from the late 60s as the Seiko 5 Sports SRPL91 and SRPL93. Can we call him Gene Jr.? There's one detail that fervent Seiko fans will notice immediately when looking at the dial, and that's the return of the 5 shield below the Seiko branding at 12. For quite a few years now, Seiko has preferred the more stylized variant found in the 5KX, but I'm so glad that the OG is back. Not only do I think it better fits this vintage aesthetic, but it also helps the new watches achieve an eerily similar look to the predecessor. The simple baton handset and stick indices are lifted straight from the 61198460, including the charming paddle tip seconds hand, though there's now an additional line of text splitting water resistant and 10 bar into 2 lines. Just like the original, the day-date window is split in color, with a day in white and date in black. The dome of the Hardlex crystal is also really pleasant, as it's closer in look to the vintage pieces and would probably be my preference over sapphire, despite the downgrade in scratch resistance. With a 38.2mm diameter, it matches that of the original, and the same can be said for its shape. The recessed 4-o'clock crown is a Seiko 5 signature, and helps keep the on-wrist bulk to a minimum. Being a Seiko, the compact lug-to-lug makes the Gene Kranz reissue a breeze on the wrist, and the tall dome of the Hardlex jutting out from the bezel doubles down on the vintage look. Where the Kranz Jr. departs from the original is its finishing, as the Japanese brand steps up the quality, as you might expect, with neat transition between brushed and polished surfaces. The SRPL91 and 93 now feature drilled lugs, which I would have expected the original to feature considering its sports diver moniker, and something I'm happy to see given the strap monster potential of the Kranz Jr. The factory option for both colorways is a 5-link, all-brushed steel bracelet, finished in a folding double pusher clasp. Aesthetically, it's faithful to the bracelets that were available with the original in the 60s, and I like the smaller clasp size given the mid-size diameter. A reduction in clasp real estate does mean that there's only a couple of micro-adjust holes, which takes away a bit of versatility, but together with the small bracelet links, I don't envision it being an issue. That said, I'd welcome a toolless micro-adjust becoming standard for Seiko any day. And no prizes for guessing the movement that powers this watch. Yes, the venerable 4R36 is put to work once again, providing its reliable timekeeping for up to 41 hours and beating at 3 Hz. It's hidden behind a solid caseback, which I'm totally on board with, and is a neat and expected upgrade over the 6119C of the 60s original. There's no shortage of excellent, affordable Seiko daily drivers from its 5 sports collection, but I genuinely think that the new SRPL91 and 93 are 2 of the best we've seen for some time. The 5-decade-old design is proven to be timeless in its simplicity and legibility, and a couple quirks like the bi-colored day date and Seiko 5 script are just what it takes to tug at enthusiasts' heartstrings, just ask me. Add to that the cool factor of being nicknamed after its wearer, Eugene Francis Kranz, and there's very little I can find to complain about. I wonder what I would have to do and which watch I would wear to have it nicknamed after me. I think a couple of rocket launches and explosive catastrophe rescues are in order before that happens, but I'd still be curious to hear your choices in the comments. Limited to 9,999 pieces, the new Seiko 5 Sports SRPL91 and SRPL93 are priced at $695 Australian dollars. How do you feel about Seiko faithfully reissuing a vintage piece, and which other ones do you want to see done in this way? Make sure to let us know below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this review, and subscribe for more videos like this one.